What would be one practical takeaway for activity directors who are listening to what we're saying?
I think, first off, an activities director or an activities staff, we're always looking at it as, oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. And it is. But don't ever forget that I see and I know how hard the job is, but that each and every one of you that are doing it and you show up every day and you continue to seek out programs and you seek out maybe different ways of doing it, that I see you and
Yeah.
I promise you your residents see you, because it's a field of making people happy, and that's impossible. It's an impossibility to make everyone happy all the time. One of my stock phrases, and I always used it with the most kind and loving energy. Every once in a while, I'd have someone complain about something, and I would just simply say, you know what? I can't make everyone happy all the time, but if I make some of you happy today, then I'm going to go home and I'm going to feel really good. So if I didn't today make you just jump for joy, I hope tomorrow that I do. Give yourself a break and also know that sometimes you're doing an impossible job, and that I know I see you and I understand not only how amazing the job is, but also how hard it is. And yeah,
I know activities directors with everything they have to do, putting activities together and scheduling and working on all the logistical and practical issues that you deal with. It's got to be really hard to find time to actually spend with the residents. I would think it's very important for an activities director to really bond with the residents and to really get to know them. And there has to be time for that somewhere. So you've got to make the time somehow, but it seems like it must be a complicated task.
that's a great point, Dan. I tell you what, for me, the residents never got short-changed. What did was me sitting in my office, answering emails, building my calendar, contacting new entertainers, cutting the checks, developing new programs. That's what would always take that. I always push that aside. I know if you're in activities, you're there for the residents. And so I tried to never, ever have a time where I was just not present. And there were times where I had to shut my door and I just had to do the clerical work.
But
Uh,
you had help. Did you have an assistant?
I did at times. There were
But not
times.
always.
No, I went a full year without an assistant, and I'm trying to think at Valley. I don't know. There was probably 80 residents, more of a boutique feel, but
Yeah.
still I had a memory care unit, and I had actually 2 memory care units, and I had an assisted living unit.
Oh,
And
so you worked both
I
of
worked
those?
I
They
worked
didn't have a separate
always.
activities director in memory
No,
care?
always. I was always the director for both.
Oh,
And at times I was the director for 2 facilities. I was the director for Woodstock Terrace and Valley Terrace at the same time.
gee.
And but that's where, when we were able to open up after COVID and having people like Dan Alan Levine come in
Huh.
and, just wow our residents. Yeah.
There's one resident at Valley where you worked. His name is Jim.
Yeah.
And every time I play there, he gets up in the middle. He said, "Everybody, I just want to take a moment and talk to you about how special it is when Dan would." And he sent me this long email, a profound email about what it means to them and how they feel about it. And that email was the switch for me that just made me realize this is something I want to keep doing.
And I think that was an email that he sent you basically after your first
It was after the first performance.
Valley
Yep.
Terrace.
Yep.
I remember.
Remember
I
that?
remember that. Oh, I remember it clearly. I remember it clearly. Yeah.
I have that email on my website, my performance website. It was just, I mean, that's incredible, Jim. And Jim and I have become friends. You know, we've become friends. Maybe
Absolutely.
it started with that. It's fun for a performer to, let's face it, you're doing something really great when you perform at a senior residence. You're doing something great for the residents. But I don't want anybody to kid themselves. All performers want to be appreciated as well.
Absolutely. Well,
So I think
yes.
this is not that there are a whole lot of performers watching this, but one thing I would say to performers is this is not like playing at a concert, in a concert hall, or even in a bar or a club. It's different. Sometimes you won't get as much applause, for example. Entertainers love applause, and they love to hear a standing ovation in a theater where everybody gets up and they have to come back out for an opera. The applause lasts for about 10 seconds. And yeah, there may be an occasional, there's one place where I play where, you know, the people applaud like this, but the activity director goes, and I recognize that. So there are certain things you have to understand. Some of these people are not able to really show the enthusiasm that they feel.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's very
but you
true.
still know you're appreciated. You know you're appreciated in a very different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.